Hey beautiful souls, David Essery here. I may not be the face you were expecting this morning. Our beloved Tim is taking the week off for some well-earned R&R. And he asked me to step in and do a video for you guys because bless his heart, he never likes to leave you guys without one. And I of course am always honoured to step in and join you beautiful people. I thought for today I would just sit down and tune in and see who wants to step through with some information to share with you guys. And I have received the most beautiful message from the wonderful Lord Lanto that I'd like to share with you today. It's not quite what I was expecting, but it is a beautiful surprise. This is what he had to say. Mighty souls, it is a great honour to join you on this most beloved day, as we stand at the dawn of a new age to deliver a message of peace. For too long you have stood as a bastion of the light in a world filled with shadows. You have fought back the darkness by shining that light within and without, both vanquishing the shadow self and pushing back the tides of darkness. I am here to say to you that you are victorious. Hallelujah, I cry in your name. The battle has been won. No longer can the wave of oppression hold its ground against the might of your unified light, as you stand and as an empowered sovereign being, as you unite in your local communities, as you unify in large groups across the world by the power of the modern age. You stand tall, you stand mighty, a beacon for love, for hope, for light. Against insurmountable odds you stand here today, rebirthed in your own light. If you could compare yourself to the reflection of but 12 years ago, you would not recognize yourself. I know the journey has been challenging, and initiations you still face. In this moment, you may feel defeated, but I urge you to reconsider this. I urge you to step back from your current circumstances and witness your true glory. If you shall open your mind in this way, open your heart to your supreme self, you shall see the triumphant self. You shall see your God self incarnate. Allow the energetic debris of your past circumstances to be washed away in the incoming light wave, for it no longer holds any energetic sway, but still weighs on your aura. Release it to the winds, turn your face to the sun, and stand proud of all you have achieved. You are a mighty soul, one who has faced the most challenging physical incarnation known to this universe, and one who now emerges, taking each step as it comes, as we embark on the establishment of a new world, ushering in an age of peace, hope, love, and unity. All you have worked so tirelessly for awaits just around the corner. Maintain your focus, recognize your strength, and be that shining beacon of love and hope that we in the heavens know you to be. Yours in divine service, Lord Lanto. Thank you, Lanto, for that beautiful message. Yeah, where should we start with that? So, obviously he's referring a lot to the changing period that we're about to experience in November. You guys probably well know that Tim and I are running a workshop together on the 12th of November called Collapsing the Third Dimension, where our goal is to dissolve the remaining energy in the third dimensional matrix completely. And when this happens, it will basically, as all you guys know well, the last 10,000 years, kind of let's say the lower instincts of humanity have taken over. Greed, control, etc., has kind of rules this world. And all of those thoughts, all of those emotions, all of those plans has created an energetic construct around this planet. And essentially that it's taken on a life of its own. It's got its own energy, and that energy then basically supports their attempts. It fuels everything they're doing. This has been breaking down throughout this ascension process. The more people that wake up, that begin to see through the veil, the more it breaks away. What we're going to be doing on November 12th is dissolving what is left of it. And when this happens, as Melchizedek said, their attempts shall fall on deaf ears. There will no longer be the energetic support that they need to fuel their endeavors. And at that point, it is only a matter of time until more and more people just start seeing through the illusion, because the illusion has no power. The wake up will snowball, more and more people coming online, and then we can start exacting change in this world. And this is what's just around the corner. And this is really what a lot of Lord Lanto is alluding to in this message. Tim and I have both talked about this in the past, probably in like Lionsgate and Solstice workshops that we've done together. It's felt for a very, very long time like this process has kind of been, like, if you think of it like a graph, we've been going downhill as a world, as a planet, as a people for since this kind of journey kicked off. As we break down the patterns, all of the shadow self, all of the stuff that's been going on in the darkness is being brought to the light and brought to the surface, and it can very much feel that we are in a far, far worse place than we have been for a long time as a species. The reality is that all of this stuff has been happening for such a long time, but it was just never in the public eye, and this process has just brought everything into the light. And as all of this has happened, as the world has changed with it, our circumstances have become more and more challenging, and life on Earth has become very, very difficult, which I'm sure you all understand. The energies have built in intensity, shining light on our shadow selves, bringing up initiations and challenges as everything is brought to the surface for release. The energy gets very dense and heavy because everyone is going through the same process, and everyone is shedding pretty much everywhere we go. It's become incredibly challenging. But this is the turning point. So I've always thought of this ascension process as being like a curve, where we're doing that, if you imagine it like a graph. And for a long time, we've kind of been doing this. And I feel like we've started to kind of maybe plateau a little bit in the last year or so. But this change, this shift from dissolving the third dimensional matrix is what's going to create that uptick, so that we can then start moving towards back into a much positive place and eventually getting much higher than when we started. And this is what we're working towards. My feeling is that the 2032 benchmark that we've been working towards for 20 years for this ascension process is that when we get to 2032, we're going to kind of be at the top end of that U again. Things have improved, but we're not going to be in that shiny, sparkling golden age quite yet. That's where we'll continue to grow after 2032, but by then we will be in a good place, unified together as one people and moving in the right direction. And this shift, this is what Lord Lanto is talking about, coming from November, is the beginning of that uptick and essentially establishing a new age. The very, very early days of the new age, and we will still have stuff to face. There'll still be stuff coming up all the time, but it's going to be an uptick. The oppressive systems that we have been under for so long will just begin to kind of, I don't want to say breakdown. Tim and I have spoken about this before, and I think we're both very united in the fact that we don't feel everything's going to fall apart. It's that change is going to be exacted from within, because people are waking up everywhere. The incredible jump shift that we went through at the June solstice this year, and then the mass awakenings that began at the Lions Gate this year. People are waking up left, right, and centre, and they are looking for opportunities. Right now, people are being faced with questions and challenges in their life, and it's up to them to decide. They've had that spark ignited within them, but they have a choice as to the world that they want to live in. Do they want to live in that brighter world, or do they want to hide away the way that things were being? And people are facing this right now. We're seeing this reflected in the world around us. And more people, they are going to make that positive choice, because this is where we are. This is what the energy is supporting, and this is what everyone deep down wants. Regardless of what they're feeling, what they're projecting into the world, deep down, we all want to create a better world here. And that is exactly what we're going to do. And Lord Lanto's message to us today, he says himself here, I'm here to say to you that you are victorious. Hallelujah, I cry in your name. The battle has been won. And he's saying this because we have done what we needed to do. We have pushed through that hurdle. We have pushed back the darkness, as he says, far enough that it's lost its ground. And now it's just forward momentum. Tim and I talked about this in our video a few weeks ago when we were talking about the events on the 12th, that it's kind of like a snowball effect. We're talking about the 100 monkeys and stuff like that, that once more and more people start waking up, it just continues to grow and grow and grow. And there is no stopping it anymore. That's why we're already victorious, because we've had that changing point. And with that energy gone after the events in November, there will be no coming back from it. It's just going to be forward momentum for us all. So his guidance really for us in this message from Lord Lanto, he says, I urge you to step back from your current circumstances and witness your true glory. If you shall open your mind in this way, open your heart to your own supreme self, you shall see the triumphant self. You shall see your God self incarnate. We have been, let's be honest, we've been pretty battered and beaten by this process. Interestingly, he said in here, if I can just find where it was that he said it, he says, you are a mighty soul, one who has faced the most challenging physical incarnation known to this universe. No one in this universe has been through this process that we have been through. To go through this ascension in 20 years is unprecedented. And I don't think anyone really knew what they were taking on board when we agreed to do this. It is a huge endeavour, and it's been challenging, it's been hard, and I think to a certain extent we've probably all been a little bit traumatised by the process, if you know what I mean. But I think this is why Lord Lanto's advice here is so important. We can have a choice now. The world is about to change, and we can step forward into that world how we desire. If we want to, we can go forward, one, traumatised and looking back at the past and the experiences that we've been through, or we can let it all go now and step forward into that triumphant self, as he says, to recognise the incredible achievement that we have made, to have gone through what we have done for the almost 12 years now. This process started in December 2012, and to still be standing, to still be turning our face to the sun, as he says, embracing the light, accepting more opportunity for growth, for release, is truly remarkable. It takes an incredible strength of character to be able to do that. And that is exactly what you have done. You, personally, you, individual, are absolutely incredible. You have an unbelievable strength, a heart full of gold. and you have done an amazing job throughout this journey. And I see it in you. I see it in everyone that comes to my workshops, the people that comment on my videos. I see it in all of them. I see it in you. You are an incredible soul, and what you have done is truly remarkable. And as difficult as things may seem right now, this is part of the process. That's all it is. This is just a moment in time. And before we know it, we'll be out the other side, and we probably will have even forgotten half of this stuff that we were so wrapped up in, because it would have just moved on. Recognize your triumphant self. Take a moment now to just acknowledge what it is that you've achieved throughout this journey, about all of the effort that you've put on, and continue to put in. It is truly a remarkable thing, and you should be so proud of yourself. I am proud of you. And let that carry you forward as we go through these changes. Last night was an incredible super moon, harvest moon, I believe they called it. It's the end of a cycle. Full moons are always the end of a cycle before we go into a new one. Just let this be the end of your cycle. Choose to let it go. As he says, let me see where he said it. Allow the energetic debris of your past circumstances to be washed away in the incoming light wave. For it no longer holds any energetic sway, but still weighs on your aura. So we've released all of these things from deep within us, but sometimes the effect of the experience still lingers in our emotional or in our mental fields. We're still holding on to those thought patterns, things like that. We may have released the deep-rooted thing underneath, but we may just still be carrying some of those thought patterns, some of those feelings. Just allow it to be released in this incredible energy that we are being bathed in on a pretty much daily basis at the moment. It's really quite insane what we're experiencing. Make a conscious choice to let it all go. And as we move through this period, as we move into November, just leave it all behind you. Recognize the triumphant self. Become the triumphant self. At the moment, that is within you. Become it. Stand tall in your sovereign power as a bastion of the light. As Lord Lanto said, you have come so far, and you will continue to move forward with the strength, pride, honour, love and light that you hold. And we've done it. We are victorious. We have pushed through the hardest parts of this process. I'm not saying it's going to be all sunshine and roses from here, but we have pushed through the worst of it. And we shall see what awaits on the horizon. I, for one, am so excited to see what happens. We are living in the most incredible time. It is truly remarkable. People will never experience again what it is that we've been through. And I wonder, if 30 years or something like this, it'll be, us talking about having gone through the Ascension process, like when we were talking about, I don't know, a war back in the day or something like that, back in my day, or all of that stuff. Who knows? Who knows? But then if we choose to let it all go now, hopefully we'll just talk about the glory days. I guess that is the choice for us to make, isn't it? So, yeah, coming up, obviously, as I've said, on November 12th, Tim and I are coming together to assist the teams of light with the dissolving this third dimensional matrix. It's going to be a truly incredible experience, once in a lifetime. And if you would like to join us for that, if you're not signed up already, I will pop the link down in the description below. I also want to give a quick shout out whilst you're here. I'm running my own workshop this Thursday on October 24th called Healing the Planetary Timeline. And this is something I've been guided to do in preparation for that work in November 12th. If you've been following me recently, I've been talking quite a bit about timeline work and our ability to basically completely cleanse events of our past by working within our timeline, by recognizing, accepting and releasing the events of our timeline, we can bring incredible shifts. And I did a workshop on it a few weeks ago that was just so powerful. But Lord Vuslu stepped forward and guided me to lead us in doing the same process for planet Earth, to release events from planet Earth's timeline. Because of course, you know, civilization on Earth goes back for millennia, far longer than modern kind of scientists will believe to be the case. And throughout her life, there has been multiple events that have left energetic debris on her surface, and we can be of service here to assist her to release it, both from her timeline and from the physical planet itself. We're also going to do some work to purify our own energies that remain around the planet from our own past lives that we are intrinsically connected to. I think it's going to be a really beautiful and powerful experience, and I will pop the link to that in the description below as well. If you fancy checking that out, I would absolutely love to share that with you. I want to say thank you so much for watching today. A huge thank you to Tim, as always, for allowing me to step in on the page. It's always an honour. If you have enjoyed this video, please do come and check out my channels as well. Come and subscribe, and we'd absolutely love to have you as a part of our community. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram. If you, my handle on all of those is New Moon Art, or one word. If you want to search that, or just search me by name, David Essery, will bring me up as well. And yeah, I share weekly videos, sometimes a couple of times a week. I share meditations, channeled messages, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, we'd absolutely love to have you as our part of our community. Thank you so much for watching today, and sending you so much love. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.